Hey.
What are we doing today, George?
Well, right now I'm doing the dishes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is it okay for sound? Can you still hear me? I hope.
No.
Oh, no. Okay, well, I could learn sign language and do the rest in
That could be good. Or maybe just speak a different language that's louder.
Like Proto-Finno-Uralic?
Yeah, Proto-Finno-Uralic.
I don't know how to find that one. I don't think anybody speaks that.
Anything else on the agenda?
Oh, yeah, Writer's Room. Writer's Room's coming up. Today we're going to be talking some puppets for one of our TV shows. That's called Dr. Fitzpatrick.
With the Dr. Fitzpatrick Therapy Talk Show of Dreams.
You play Dr. Fitzpatrick. What's kind of the inspirations behind that character and the show at large?
Yeah, it's, there's definitely, I mean, I would never dare to compare myself to him, but there's definitely, like, some Mr. Rogers inspiration in there. Like, you know, nobody like, delivers an emotional message like that guy. There's definitely, like, I guess, like, there's, like, kind of a Pee Wee Herman element to it, just in, like, the crazy puppets and that sort of thing. But the character is very much supposed to be one that can exist in the same space as a lot of these wacky puppets, but also then kind of, like, take their problems and take them seriously and, you know, like, treat, like, I don't know, I think there's something beautiful about treating, like, a really wacky puppet with, like, the same respect that you would a real patient. A lot of these problems that the puppets are dealing with are just things that any of us, like, struggle with, like anxiety and feeling like you're not connected to the people in your life, that sort of thing. And so any improv actor can usually take that message and just put their own personal experience to it.
Rainey, do you think you can stick around just a little longer, just so you can keep experiencing that?
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I guess I need to understand and learn, like, why I'm raining, and, like, maybe that raining isn't such a bad thing.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I absolutely agree. That's beautiful.
We're on season 4 is what we're writing for right now, and the process is just somebody pitches a cool puppet, usually more focused on, like, the wackier, more, like, visually entertaining things, and then us as, like, a writer's room, we then sort of turn it into something that is a bit more, like, emotionally compelling and fun beyond just, like, how wacky the puppet looks, and it just helps the story. Makes for a better show.
And what you're making this morning?
This morning is the same breakfast I make every day, which is a singular piece of toast, a singular egg, a singular slice of bacon, and then some kind of fruit. And that's usually the variety, is the fruit.
It's kind of like instead of a 2-2-2 meal, it's like a 1-1-1 meal.
What's a 2-2-2 meal?
2 eggs, 2 pieces of meat.
Why would you do that when one of
toast.
each is perfectly sufficient?
That's fair. I think maybe I'm overindulging.
Maybe.
Bit. I think there's some places that do a 3-3-3.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like a diner or something?
Usually.
I feel like you have to pay a lot to get that.
I think it's like kind of proportional. And tell us about or tell me about these airplane seats.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those. Oh, Max, I think I just carried yours up.
Yeah, you did.
It's good. That's where it was this morning.
Yeah, nice.
But it's good. I went to 7 different thrift stores the other day. And then I finally found a dress.
Nice.
And the lady was like, this really reminds me, do you know who Anita Bryant was? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh no. She was like, what was her deal? And I was like, well, she didn't want gay people to exist. And she was an heir to an orange juice origin. So she was hide her face. Went, oh, that's right. For a second, I was like, are you a big fan of it?
It's always the heirs to things that don't want other groups of people to exist, you know?
George, what are you going to name your second child?
It depends on whether it's boy or girl.
Did you answer the question?
What's that?
Answer the question.
Jack.
Okay. Olivia, what are you gonna name your second child?
Mark.
Okay. Eli, what are you gonna name your second child?
Yummy Thanksgiving.
Carlos, what are you gonna name your second child?
My favorite dessert, chocolate concha.
Nice. Natalie, what are you gonna name your
There will
second?
not be a first, there will not be a second.
Okay, but what are you gonna name your second
What do you
child?
name your third child then?
Oopsie.
Pretty good. Pretty good name.
It's bold to skip just straight to the third.
Okay, gang. Thank you so much for being here. I'm missing a few folks, which I'm a little salty about, but that's okay. I'll get over myself. Well, Natalie, then that is all you then.
Okay, so this is Busy Business Can. He is a can, but he is also a classic 80s working dad, and he's too busy for the joys in life. He feels really hollow inside. But he feels this way because his kids don't have enough time for him. So he is always there at their big games. He's always there to play catch, but they hate the suits on Wall Street. So they're too busy like painting free-thinking murals to go to his pitch meetings, and that really brings him down.
I love it.
So that's Busy Business Can. He's a great father. He just has really ungrateful kids.
Well, is he a great father, though?
I think so.
Has he always been? Maybe he has gotten a promotion in the last few years that has like allowed him to kind of spend less time at the office, and like now he really wants to be with his kids. But maybe because he spent the first maybe like 10 or so years of his kids' lives sort of like really busy at work, they kind of resent him for it. Is that anything you want to explore?
Yeah.
Okay. I like this one a lot. I think it deals with family in a way that we haven't, especially like parenthood is something a bridge we haven't really crossed. But okay, so he's going to like their baseball games, but is he really involved? Is he like helping? Is he bringing snacks? Is he helping
I think
coach?
so. I think he's really doing his part in a way that you would think that they would enjoy, but I think if we go with the angle where it feels almost disingenuous, and because he maybe hadn't, and now all of a sudden he's taping recitals, but I think at this point it's just such a weird 180.
Yeah.
And I think there's also the corporate angle that they don't like that he's part of the suit.
So, and I don't want to give way too much away on camera, but I have a thing that I think can relate to this a little bit. My dad is somebody who he worked a lot for the first like 15 years of my life, and then eventually he got to a position where he was like able to not do that, and it did sort of feel like like a lot to jump into at once. Is that speaking to?
I think there might also be something to he does the opposite, where every moment with his kids is like a very special episode moment where he's like, oh, you scraped your knee. Let me tell you how to fix that, and this is a memory you're gonna have forever, and I'm gonna tell you, and this is how this relates to how to stand up to the bullies.
Like he's trying to artificially manufacture bonding moments.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm 12, like I don't need this right now, like we're fine, we're past it.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if it gets almost a step further where he's almost trying to like create these moments in a way where it's like, why would you do that? Like, why would you let your kid fall to scrape their knee to then be like, oh my god, now's the chance?
Yeah.
So I think he can't figure out where to land, and he's going way too far in one direction regardless of the intention.
I like that a lot. Thoughts from the gang?
Sort of like he's over like burying them with like all this stuff. Okay. I'm kind of like relating to that. Is he like a great man, great person? Does he have like a history?
I think it would also be interesting to kind of hint at and then maybe reveal that what he does as a job is horrible. Like maybe he makes coats out of whales or something.
Like he works at Lockheed Martin?
Yeah, he's like a terrible, horrible, but he's like, no, I do this job, and blah, 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 and it's very very 80s Wall Street, but then at the end of the day, he's like not a good person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it too cliche to say that where we're ending up here is a little bit that like the business world and the corporate world has taught him to fulfill a role, and he's spent so much time in that, fulfilling that role and becoming like a good head of sales or whatever it is. But in that, he's sort of lost the ability to be a genuine person.
He's become like a silhouette of like what he wants to be.
Yeah.
You know? And there's nothing real. It's just an image.
Also, I think like what a father is comes from who their father was. So I think there's a good question on who Business Can's father is.
Business Tankard was his father.
Yeah, or Busy Business Can Factory was his father.
Big fact. Yeah, that's who it was.
His father was a beer can.
Yeah, and he doesn't like to talk about it, so I can't believe you'd bring that up.
Well, he's not here. I feel like it's time
He
to
opened up
address the
that
elephant.
closet.
Was he like a
Oh fuck! Oh no! Oh god! Oh,
Now, I think there's something really interesting here in the fact that exploring his father a little bit. Let's go with for a second that his father is Busy Business Can Factory, and so his Busy Business Can Factory manufactured and created him in a way that he would fulfill a specific purpose, and that he would be the best can that there can be, which is just to keep the materials in and just be a can. But I think in that, I think he felt like he was missing something when he went out into the world and got into business, and he has always longed for human connection and for somebody to kind of help him be human, but he was never given those tools in the first place. And so now when he has his own kids, he's rejected the thought of like he's not going to give them jobs to do. He's not going to like do exactly what his dad did to them, but instead, in an attempt to be somebody specific, he's become not himself. I don't know if that reads Max.
Well, what was I just saying? Because I think the only real interaction he had with his father is like when he got his serial number printed on the side of him.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Olivia.
Also, like, kind of thinking about, like, when someone's trying so hard to do something or to please someone or, like, to create some type of relationship, they often overlook what the other person actually wants out of that interaction. And like you were saying, like, the kids just want a dad to be there and not, like, you know, just be, like, a regular guy.
Great. Natalie, your thoughts on that?
I like how it's fleshed out quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of different angles and a lot of different. I think it's setting itself up to have a really fulfilling arc in whichever way it goes.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I think it plays on enough tropes that I think the comedy is a little obvious and it's very easy. Not obvious like in a derivative sense, but just like it feels like it would be very easy to latch onto and write humorously for it. But then I think also because of the undertones of family and job and kind of split priorities, I think it has a really clear emotional appeal.
I agree.
So I think things that have been brought forward in the room have been really helpful.
Awesome. Well, that is Busy Business Can. Fantastic work. Great job, everybody. That's a new Dr. Fitzpatrick puppet.